Egypt has been knocked out of the African Cup of Nations. It might not seem news to everyone, but to me, it looks like it's the time I'm going to have to find, obviously, do this story for you, the viewers of the Rokani Media Football. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where you're watching us from? We thank God for the gift of life. It's a Monday and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. This is the channel that brings you your latest news and information. AFCON has gone ahead to obviously go ahead and really take place, and we now know exactly what the round of 8 is going to be like. Yesterday we saw Nigeria and Angola going through, meaning they're going to go head to head, and today it has been Guinea who was going to head to go through after beating after beating Equatorial Guinea by 1-0, and then they've been joined by DR Congo, having gone ahead to knocked out Mohamed Salah and El Nini's Egypt. Welcome to this channel once again. Let's see close to some good likes, smash this video, and not forget to subscribe because we want to hit that magic number, and you know it very well, 20,000 subscribers, and you're not far off from hitting 20,000 subscribers. Now, this game of football was really lit. It ended 1-1 in the 120 minutes, and then they went to the penalties, and it was 7 for Egypt and 8 for DRC. And the Egyptian coach is the highest paid coach in African history. He earns 2.4 million euros per year, and he has been knocked off by the Sabri, who manages DR Congo. I really happen to have gotten to know the Sabri when he came in through to manage the national team of the Uganda Cranes, that is the Pearl of Africa, and led them to the quarterfinals, I think, then. And that obviously went ahead, obviously put us in a situation as a country of Uganda to know that at least we've gone ahead to really get out of the group stages. Remember, Uganda had taken 40 years since reaching the final of the African Cup of Nations in 1978. They hadn't gone ahead to play in African Cup of Nations edition, and finally they got there in 2017. Then 2019 followed it up, and they really had a very good go to that. Now the Sabri is really doing magic at DRC, and you anticipated that he's gonna do more magic there because he's having more quality players that have gone ahead to obviously do the needful. Gary Kakuta, who was one of those people that really came in through and did the needful, and he was all out of this game because he was injured. And it has been a very good game. It has been a very good game, and for the first 3 games that we're ahead to see, no penalty shootouts were really called for, but this one, penalty shootouts were really called in for. And when you look at the stats of this beautiful game of football, they obviously went in as follows: 10 shots by Egypt, 12 by DRC, 3 shots on target by Egypt, 1 shot on target by DRC, 58% ball possession by Egypt. DRC had 42%. Then 541 passes were completed by Egypt, 377 passes were completed by DR Congo, 81% passing accuracy by Egypt. DR Congo had 78%, 19 fouls by Egypt, and 22 fouls by DR Congo. Then 2 yellow cards to Egypt and 3 yellow cards to the side of DR Congo, 1 red card. 1 red card to Egypt, and it came in through in the 120 minutes there for you. Then 0 red cards to DR Congo. Then 2 offsides to Egypt and 0 offsides to DR Congo. 2 corners to Egypt and 4 corners to DR Congo. And that game of football took place at Stade de San Pedro. That is where this game of football really went ahead to take place, and it really ended a 1-1 in the full 120 minutes until when Egypt came in through and obviously missed a penalty into the first loser. You know, we have to take the 5 penalties, and I think Egypt missed one, and DR Congo missed one in the 5 penalties. Then later it happened to get out as a loss for the DRC side. So DRC is gonna play Equatorial Guinea in that game, and we will wait and see how everything really pans out. And it's really a very huge encounter that side, and Egypt had a chance, by the way, to go ahead and obviously take them out, but penalties. It's really a game of luck, because even when you are the best penalty taker on the night, you might really miss out onto getting there immediately. So Egypt is out. El Nini and Mohamed Salah are returning to their teams. That is Arsenal and Liverpool respectively. But Mohamed Salah returns an injured man, and he's anticipated to return I think like a fortnight from now. That's when he'll be physically fit to play. But Liverpool have got ahead to do better. They went ahead to beat Bournemouth by 4-0 to take themselves into a very huge lead between them and Manchester City and Arsenal. Then yesterday, Liverpool went ahead to win a game by 5-2 Norwich, by beating Norwich 5-2 in the FA Cup, and they're through to the fifth round of the FA Cup. Now, for Arsenal and El Nini returns at Arsenal after Arsenal went ahead to win against Crystal Palace by 5-0, and they are gonna play, I think, on Tuesday in a very huge, beautiful game of football possible, and they are gonna come in through and really do the needful to play some good games of football. Arsenal is playing, I think, Nottingham Forest on Tuesday, and they're gonna be playing a very beautiful game. So that is Arsenal, and he returns with rumors surrounding his future, just going ahead to accelerate at the club of Arsenal, meaning that they might really see him off and sell him. But I think his plan is not to leave the Premier League, as he has gone ahead to obviously open up what you call an academy where he trains players. That is El Nini for you. But he never played all the 120 minutes, was taken off the field of play, and another player was obviously brought on to get the job done and dusted. So it was really hard to see to it that things don't go the right way for him, but I think Egypt is not Egypt. Let's all admit, Egypt is no longer the Egypt we really knew, and the effect of Mohamed Salah not being with them is going to affect them a lot, and they need to obviously look through their recruitment and obviously get in players that can better get the side of Egypt to where we knew them. They are the record holders of the African Cup of Nations. They've won it 7 times, I think, followed by Cameroon. Cameroon has gone ahead to win it 5 times. It shows you how Egypt had gone ahead to boss this, 2008, 2010, I think that's when they last won it, and ever since then they've not gone ahead to lift it. Nigeria came in there, Zambia came in there, Algeria was in the mix, Senegal has been in the mix. So teams have always gone ahead to really put in a shift that is really well required, but Egypt has gone ahead to obviously phase off. In the recently concluded tournament, 2021, was it 20? Yeah, 2022, Egypt found themselves in a position of losing the final. Having gone ahead to losing the final, it was a penalty of Sadio Mane that really gave Senegal the tournament. So they missed Mohamed Salah. I really understand. In the game like this, when you're having Mohamed Salah, this is where he raises up to the occasion, and he's a player meant to obviously play such games. That is it. He's a player meant to play such games, and these games go well when they really have him, and he would have gone ahead to create a moment of magic, because when you look at the shots they really had and the possession they had, I think this guy would have gone ahead to create a lot of havoc, as DRC was this kind of team that played the high line, and with the pace of Mohamed Salah, they would have gone ahead to really realize and utilize that in abundance. But they are really out, and we just can't wait to see what they're going to be doing next. But in the African Cup of Nations, for your own information, today we are having some huge number of games. Cape Verde, one of the teams that has been a dark horse of the tournament, is going to play Mauritania, a game that we are all going to enjoy, because these two teams don't respect any other, and they've gone ahead to obviously get themselves going. And then Senegal, 23 hours, is going to take on Ivory Coast. That is Senegal for you, and we are here to wait and see how that really pans out into those fixtures. Then tomorrow, that is on a Tuesday, Mali will take on Burkina Faso, and Morocco will sum up the group stages with, the round of 16 knockout games with South Africa, and that will see Morocco go further and further and further they knock out South Africa, but you really look at Morocco as favorites to do the job. So quarterfinals, 2nd of February, that's when they are starting off. Nigeria is taking on Angola, and DR Congo is taking on Guinea. So tomorrow is another set of results that you're waiting to see how this African Cup of Nations tournament will go. But Egypt has been knocked out of the African Cup of Nations, and DRC has gone ahead to proceed to the next round. Good morning. We thank God for the gift of life. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. See you later when you see me. Bye-bye.